On Wednesday, Andrea Vaughan, author of Invisible Target, provided training for parents on protecting your children from predators.
Sure, I came to give a parent training on protecting your children from predators. And I was so excited to have the opportunity. I attended all the Norwood schools, and unfortunately, I endured sexual abuse at the hands of my middle school teacher. And so I shared parts of that story of what happened to me, really to help illuminate some lessons, just so that people can learn from them and really integrate the knowledge so that they can keep their kids safe.
Andrea's book tells her story of sexual abuse and raises awareness for others.
Sure, it's called Invisible Target, Breaking the Cycle of Educator Sexual Abuse. And it details my story. It talks about sort of my childhood, what created this perfect target in me that made it easy for him to manipulate me and abuse me. I talked about the grooming process that he used to kind of gain my trust. I talked about the abuse, breaking away, and then coming forward and reporting the abuse and all the consequences that happened as a result of waiting too long before I reported it. And I really wanted to create that as a resource for people, more than just sort of a memoir. So I created some discussion questions at the end of every chapter for students and parents and teachers and administrators and survivors, just to get the conversation going, talking about what would you do if, how would you respond if, things like that, so that we can't remain silent about this. If we talk about it, there's a higher likelihood that we can protect our kids better.
One of Andrea's goals is to educate parents so that abuse can be prevented with proper awareness and training.
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what abuse is. I think we grow up hearing certain myths about stranger danger, and in fact, that's only 10% of the problem. And so much of abuse is preventable with education and training. And we all enter parenthood with our own set of experiences that can kind of color our parenting, and it might not always be as open and knowledgeable as it needs to be. And the world is changing so much, and kids are more at risk for being victims through technology than certainly when I was a kid. And the landscape is changing in terms of abusers and manipulation and the access they have to kids. So the more the parents can become aware of some of the dangers and important practical ways to talk to their kids, I think we will have a much safer society.
Andrea's book, Invisible Target, is available on Amazon.